Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of our movie film series. In today's episode, we are also featuring our special guest, Saisha. So this is our second episode featuring Saisha. Please go check out the previous episode. The link will be in description. Or just head to the playlist linked on our channel homepage. So, today we have a list of movies kind of in the Dramedy. We were talking about rom-coms earlier, so I was like, Nah, it's dramedy today. So once again, I have no experience. So I'm just gonna let the other two take it away. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Okay, so like I said, this is just going to be anything that has anything to do with dramas or comedy, so it might have some, it's not just together. Anyways, I'll start with the list. So the first one I have here is a movie called On the Basis of Sex. It's a movie about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So I don't know I think most people know her, but she was I think she was a justice on a U.S. court, and she changed a lot of sexist laws. And in the movie, like you watch her journey from being one of the only women in a Harvard law class to changing a sexist tax code, which was her first actual case in court. So anyways, yeah, I think it was such a cool movie because I think a lot of people don't actually understand how sexist the laws were back in the 60s and 70s, and she played a big part in changing that. So I think the movie was really educational but also interesting at the same time. Yeah.
If you had to rate it from 1 to 10, how much would you rate it?
I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8.
Ooh, it sounds so inspirational.
It is. It really is, yeah.
Might teach some people a lesson. So, if you rated it, say, a 7.5, where do you think it could improve?
To be honest, I don't really know.
Is it just a feeling or just does it vibe?
Yeah, it's just
I
more
feel
of a
like
feeling.
Obviously everything has room for improvement always. So.
Yeah.
True.
That's true. I mean, maybe it was a little too long. It did take me 2-3 nights to finish, so.
Oh.
So is it a show or a movie?
It was a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just didn't watch it in one go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. This one is, I think it's popular. I don't really know though. It's called Rush Hour. It is such a funny movie. Well, actually, all the movies. There's, I think, 3 movies. But yeah, they're really good. It has Jackie Chan and I think it's Chris Tucker.
I mean, I've heard of the movie before, but I've never watched it.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's not very appropriate for a 3rd grader, but I used to watch it in the 3rd grade. And it was so funny, and I used to watch it whenever I would go on travels or stuff because it was very entertaining. But yeah, it's just basically it's about this Los Angeles police officer. I mean, the first movie is about a Los Angeles police officer who has to work with I forget if he was a personal security or I don't remember. He was oh god, what was he? I think he was just it's kind of like a bodyguard, but he used to work for the ambassador or something. Anyways, okay. And he's from China, and the other one, I think his name's Chris Tucker, he's from Los Angeles, and yeah, they just go around trying to save this kidnapped girl. So yeah.
Oh.
That's
deep.
That's the thing. Deep, sort of. And yeah, that one's a comedy action, so it has a lot of fighting and stuff in it, which is pretty cool.
We love convo.
Hiya.
Yeah.
You guys should go hiya the like and subscribe button right now.
Yes, hi, yeah, the like and subscribe button.
Oh my god, yeah.
So how much would you rate it?
Probably like a 10 out of 10 or maybe like a 9 out of 10. There's something there, like that feeling that just doesn't give me a 10 out of 10 type of thing, you know? Yeah.
It's hard to deserve a 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say the soundtrack is?
I don't think there's a soundtrack. I think they just feature some songs in it. The songs are
I mean,
pretty
that
good,
is a
the ones that they
soundtrack.
feature. I mean, no, I mean like already, like I think they had like one Michael Jackson song in it.
Oh.
Yeah, like that type of thing. But I mean, yeah, the songs that they had were good.
They're just good.
Sure.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah. Back on the theme of, yeah, it's fine. I like it.
Yeah,
Period.
good.
I feel like sometimes music is a make or break in especially the digital world. Like when you watch TV shows or like specific genres like horror, without music, it's
it's not good.
it's not the same. It's not the
Yeah.
same. Well, I wouldn't say it's not good. It's definitely better for my mental health, but but you know, right? It completely changes the atmosphere for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
for
true.
many
That's
of
very
us.
true.
That's why I always am interested in the music, right?
The
Yeah,
music
that's true.
stays in my head.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
That's
the
very true.
eerie whining, wailing of the horror movie. Okay, that's for another day. So,
Yeah.
what's the next movie on your list?
Next movie I have is I actually just watched no, not really recently, maybe like 2 months ago. It's called Erin Brockovich. It's kind of like on the basis of sex, but it's like a legal drama kind of. So it's about this woman, Erin Brockovich, who has no like real education, like university or that stuff, but she's a mom of like I think 2 or 3 kids, and I think she bumps into someone's car, and then on the way to that legal office she gets a job there, and she starts getting involved in this horrific case about it was an environmental case. They were putting some pollutants that were making a lot of kids in that area get cancer and really bad diseases. So yeah, that but then she has to fight, and like she's really really dedicated to the case, and yeah, I won't spoil it, but that's basically what it's about, and it's so good, and it has Julia Roberts, so that's always like a plus 5 points.
We stand Julia Roberts.
always
Oh,
and she has
yes.
curly hair, which is great. Because I have curly hair and I like love it when someone has. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, so you're gonna ask me the rating thing?
Thank you.
Because I'm waiting for the
Totally not awkward transition. Yeah, sure.
No.
So what's the rating? How would you rate it?
I would probably give it like a 10 out of 10. It was so good and so interesting, but also like depressing at the same time, which is a perfect combination. So
Guys, can I just interrupt for a little interlude, because there's not going to be, sadly, a complete comedy episode, nor will there be a complete drama episode. So
yeah.
can we just talk about Legally Blonde for a second?
Oh my god.
Have
to
you
be
guys
honest,
watched that one? I think that's like one of the very few movies that I've watched.
yeah, I've watched it. Like I think it's kind of funny.
I actually was very surprised to find out it was a comedy.
I thought it was more of a like teen movie. It is a teen movie though, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually on my movies to, well no, a movie like that, Mean Girls, is on my movies to roast, because I don't know, I find those so like cliche and kind of cringy. That's a whole different conversation though, but
We would love to hear you roast Mean Girls, but I really do love Legally Blonde.
yeah, it is kind of good though.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was very good.
I
Yeah.
mean, the perm argument, it's just...
I know.
Oh.
I know, that was the best.
And I'm so glad she didn't end up with her ex-boyfriend, because that would be
Yeah.
outrageous.
Mhm.
That would have
True,
been
true.
like an offense.
Yeah. So, like, good for you, screenwriters. Good for you.
Yeah. Okay, do we move on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, next one is The Founder. It's about... I feel like my movies are so boring. I don't know why. Like, when I watch them, they're so interesting, but when I talk about them, they sound so boring. Anyways, just an observation. So The Founder is about the founder of McDonald's, or like, well, not really.
Mm-hmm.
I won't... Okay, I'll spoil it, I guess. But, like, basically, what
Spoiler
happens
alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
Click off
spoiler
if you want to
alert.
watch it for yourself.
Yeah. But basically, there are these two brothers who start McDonald's, and then there was only, like, one location, but the sales guy, who was just a regular sales guy, was like, hey, I think this could be something. So he takes their innovative system and, like, sort of takes it out of their control, ends up kind of taking over their company, and kind of steals it from... It wasn't very ethical how McDonald's rose, but yeah, that's basically what it's about. So I thought it was a pretty interesting... It changed my view on McDonald's forever. But yeah.
McDonald's will never ever be the same.
No,
after this
never.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds really interesting because I'm just kind of tired of like the mainstream movies nowadays. Like
Yeah.
how there's always teenage girls and boys falling in love in the most like unbelievable circumstances ever. So I
Yeah.
think like your recommendations are actually pretty interesting.
Thank
I think
you.
they're definitely more realistic than what's watched nowadays.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of true though, yeah.
Like, even I don't watch movies on a regular basis, and I know that, so take it from me, guys.
You have the Bri
what would
Char
you
tea.
what would you rate that movie?
I'd probably rate it like a solid 10 out of 10. It was so good and so interesting. Mainly
Saisha-
because, like, everyone knows McDonald's.
You gotta be more critical, girl.
Okay, I think I'll try to be critical. I feel that there were definitely some parts that they were hiding of the story. Like, so, like there were some loopholes that just didn't make sense about the guy who actually grew McDonald's. And there were definitely some things about the founders that I found a little fishy. Like, not that they did anything wrong, but that the guy who grew McDonald's did something to them. Because I remember in the movie, another spoiler alert, the guy has like 2 heart attacks.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
due to stress, and I think the guy sort of used that to his advantage. Anyways, those are my
very-
conspiracy theories. Yeah,
That
if you
escalated
think
quickly.
about it. Yeah. Okay. I think for these next few, I can be a little more critical because I've watched these like
Okay.
10 times.
We're ready.
You ready? Okay, first,
Yeah.
starting off, these are Bollywood movies because, to be honest, I've watched more Bollywood in my life than I've watched Hollywood.
Wait a second. Is
So-
this still dramedy?
Yeah, these are actually all like dramedies, and then there's like one
Okay.
rom-com. So
Perfect. Oh,
Okay.
rom-com.
yeah,
We love
this
Little
rom-coms.
foreshadowing.
Who doesn't like rom-coms? Like, if you don't like rom-coms, I don't know what to do with you.
You're not
Okay.
sane.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is an iconic one in India. It's called DDLJ, Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, which means the brave-hearted. Hold on, I hate it when I have to translate things because it's so weird translating it. The brave-hearted, or like the one with the heart, will take away the bride. That's what the title means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It doesn't really make sense. I mean, kind of, but so basically it's about this guy who's like kind of a frat guy, I guess, like, you know, in a frat, and then he falls in love with this like girl, but then it like in this trip on Europe on this train, but then she has to go to India to get married, and then he goes there and he tries to win her back. He tries to win her family over so that he can marry her. It's a whole thing, but it's so good. And like, well, to be honest, it's really not that good, but it's such an iconic movie that you can just let everything slide. You can let the unrealisticness slide. can let the acting slide, you can let the directing slide. It's just iconic.
Is it available on Netflix or?
I think it's
HBO?
available on Prime. It used to be available on Netflix, yeah. But I think if you put a VPN, you can get it in some countries.
Mm-hmm.
I always do that. But yeah, that's DDLJ.
Just a little talk break on how to use VPN. All right. So what would you rate that movie?
Probably, if I were to speak from an unbiased point of view, like a 7 out of 10. Like, a lot of the acting is really, really cringy. The directing isn't that great. The acting isn't that great.
If you have so many negative comments to say, why not give it a lower score? Come on.
Because it's so, like, it has like I said, it's so iconic, and it has such an emotional, like, such a pop culture effect in India and, like, that stuff. So you just, I'm biased. So I'm trying to
I thought you said it was from a non-biased point of view.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to rate from an unbiased point of view, but it's not really working.
We're all biased.
Kind of.
We're all biased.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just there's some things in it that aren't that great. And, like, it's kind of unrealistic and stuff like that. But yeah, otherwise, I like the movie. And it has really good songs. Because I know, Brianna, you think about songs a lot, so. Yeah, the songs are, like, always appropriate. Like I said in the last episode about the musicals thing, like, at least the songs are appropriate for the scene. Like, if they're singing about love, then there's a montage of them doing lovey stuff, So, I don't know.
It's
but yeah.
Like, good morning. Today I had for breakfast some pancakes.
Yes, literally,
Please
yeah.
That out. That was terrible.
I know.
Well, I mean, in defense of DDLJ, if I want realistic, if I want real life, I probably won't go to the movie theater. I would probably go get a job.
True.
So, we love unrealistic love comedies.
Yeah, why not? It can take us away from everything all the troubles in our life, That's what I really love about movies. It's just
everything we've ever believed.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the next one?
Okay, next one. This one is called Queen. I'm gonna just give a rating already.
Cue Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, it's not about Queen.
I'm just
like
kidding, girl.
Oh, okay. I'm not too.
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
There was the movie about. Oh yeah, the movie called Bohemian Rhapsody. I remember. Anyways, but yeah, the movie Queen. It's another Bollywood movie. I'm just gonna give it so the thing is, I would give it a 9 out of 10. But there's this one actress in it who's actually the main actress. I absolutely hate. So I'm just gonna deduct 2 points and give it a 7 out of 10 just because of her. If you're Indian, you might know who she is. Kangna Ranaut. She's super. No. You know what? Okay. I mean, you don't have to know who she is to think how stupid this is. She said, because if you know, the COVID situation in India is really, really bad. She said, what you can do is you can plant trees for more oxygen. And you can go on a Vedic diet to be more healthy. So bad. Oh my god, I actually I was in shock. I was shocked when she said that, but anyway, she got banned from Twitter, so that's good. But it's a movie about this.
Doomed.
Yeah.
The belief in humanity just jumped off a cliff.
I know, for real, actually. And I thought she was one of those good ones because she stood up for this one actor who committed suicide. But turns out she was just using it kind of for clout. I mean, I think that's what she was using it for, but I don't know. Anyways, the movie is about this girl who is getting married, but then her boyfriend, or her fiance, breaks up with her. So then she takes the honeymoon tickets and she goes on a trip for self-discovery. And it's really, really good. and then she learns a lot about herself and the world and blah blah blah, and it's just a really good time. So yeah.
Where did she go to?
So I think she goes to Paris,
Oh.
Amsterdam, and
Ooh.
yeah, those are the places I remember.
We love Paris.
Yeah, I love Paris. I can make a whole thing on Paris. Anyways.
A whole documentary slideshow with
Yes.
going all out.
Yeah.
Except very
Saisha in
polluted.
Paris.
Saisha in Paris. Like Audrey Hepburn said, Paris is always a good
Fashion
idea.
journal.
Oh, I just want to go to Paris. Anyways, that's all that's on my mind these days. Anyways.
Traveling, come on. Oh my god.
Okay, I think since I already did the rating for that, I think I'll go on to the next one, Chopsticks. I didn't really know whether to add this or not, but I thought I would. It's about this girl. It always starts with like it's about this girl.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly. I was just going to say.
Okay, so this girl, she's kind of like a nervous wreck, and she's a tour guide who speaks Mandarin, and tours Mandarin and tours Chinese tourists in India. Anyways, it's a kind of like unique thing. But then her car gets stolen, so she meets this mysterious guy, and they go on an adventure. They go on an adventure to find the car, and yeah. But it's like
Just for the car?
Yeah, just for the car. But I think I really liked it because it's so different from the trash movies that Bollywood produces these days. The movies are so bad now. They're all the same, and they try to relate so hard to like Gen Z or like millennials, but it's not hitting the spot, you know? And it's very, very cringy and always has the same actors. So I think that this was such a like interesting, and like it wasn't that long. It was interesting. It was engaging. You know, all that type of stuff. So that's why I thought I would just add it in there, because like when people think Bollywood, I think they always think about like dancing and like colors and whatnot. But this one was just more of a like, you know, telling a story more than just the regular Bollywood movie. So yeah.
Nice. What is your rating?
I knew it was coming. I think I'd give it like a 10 out of 10. Yeah. No critiques, really.
You're not very critical of a person.
I'm not very critical. Yeah, that's true.
Not very hard to please. Just kidding.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to the last one. This one, I know Charlotte knows it because we were just talking about it. It's called Three Idiots. A really nice name. Three Idiots. But it's about
it's just like us three. Sorry.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true.
I'm not offended because they're actually geniuses. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're like actually really smart. But it's about these three engineering students, and it just sort of explores like the pressures an everyday college student faces, and also it teaches a lot of like life lessons, like, you know, if you just memorize things by a book and don't actually learn the concepts, you're not going to learn anything. College is only like, you don't feel excited to learn in college, and you should, because it's something you should be passionate about. Anyways, there's so many lessons like that in the movie. For me, I feel like it's good to see that, like, I don't know. I just think I really like how they like explore how stress affects students and like what it can do. Yeah.
And the soundtrack. The
soundtrack
is so good.
It is
I will
so
definitely
good.
check it out.
Please do. All the songs from it are amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, Charlotte, what's your favorite song from it?
Well, the one in the beginning, you know, where it starts when they're driving.
Oh,
on a
yeah.
hill, and there's kind of this humming.
Yeah.
And,
Just don't know what they're talking about.
What's
guys.
it called
Guys,
again?
Save me. Guys, save me. I don't know what they're talking about.
It's okay. You can watch it later. I think it's on Netflix and Prime. The song you're talking about, Beti Hava Sa Tha Wo. Yeah, that's the song. But yeah, the soundtrack is really good. The acting is pretty good. The directing is pretty good. I think it's a really, really good movie all around. One
Nice.
critique I would have, though, which I know Charlotte also has, which kind of, she made me realize that, yeah, that's kind of true. It's a little long. It's just a tiny bit on the long side, but like all
3
movies.
hours.
Yeah, all Bollywood movies range from like 2.5 hours to 3 hours. So I don't know if that's something non-Bollywood watchers are not used to, but yeah, I guess that could be like one critique.
Yeah, what do you two think makes this movie stand out from others?
Charlotte, do you want to go?
Well, to be honest, I actually thought this was just an average, like, Bollywood movie in the beginning. And then it started talking about dreams and how, like, your relationship with your family, your pursuit of your dreams. And then I think at one point it started talking about, like, the wage gap between the wealthy Indians and the ones living in relative poverty. And then I was like, this is deep. I think this movie is actually onto something, and it's just really interesting to see the dynamics of a society in a 3-hour movie.
So like
on
refreshing
videos.
almost.
That
Yeah.
sounded like a whole essay there, but yeah, pop off. Yeah,
Charlotte
totally.
has a great public speaking tone of voice.
She
Yeah.
does. She does.
All right.
And can we just appreciate the fact that Aamir Khan is in that movie? Like,
I
he's
love
my
Aamir
favorite
Khan with
actor.
my whole heart. Whole heart. If you watch any of his old movies, oh my god, please do. He looks so. I'm not gonna say anything.
Just 2 fangirls and an idiot. I'm not calling myself an idiot, though.
It's okay. Bri and
It's
Saisha
okay.
are fangirls. I'm the idiot.
Oh my goodness. Well,
But yeah.
on the topic of dramedies, do you guys have any more movies, especially Charlotte, because I know Saisha, you might be getting a tiny bit tired from talking about your whole list. But do you guys
Yeah.
have any more dramedy movies that, off the top of your head, you think of?
Now I'm just thinking about Bollywood movies.
Wait, what Bollywood movies have you watched?
Well, I watched this. I forgot their names, but there was this movie which was a huge thing when I was in 5th grade. It's also Aamir Khan.
Ooh.
So it's about training his 2 daughters to
Oh,
be
Dangal. Oh my god, I was actually gonna add Dangal. If you see in our chat, you can see that I was talking about Dangal to add to like a sports thing. But yeah, Dangal is so good. It's about like Charlie was saying, this father who had dreams of being a wrestling. It was wrestling, right? Yeah.
Wrestling champion.
Being a wrestling champion himself. He decided to put that dream on his 2 daughters. And you know, I think what kind of stood out to a lot of people, and like it was also talked about in the movie, was that he didn't see any like gender barrier, because everyone else in their village could see that it's 2 girls wrestling against boys. People thought it was weird, but all he saw were 2 kids who he thought had potential to become wrestling champions. So yeah, it's really good.
And our school gave us half a day off just to let us watch that movie. So it's
Oh my God.
legendary.
That is so cool.
What a great school. We should all move to that school.
Yeah, please, let's all move there.
Well, what a nice lead into our wrap up. So we hope you guys have enjoyed the first official genre recap of this
Yeah.
series. As always, please.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Woohoo!
And once again, thank you, Saisha, for joining us in today's episode. This will not be the
Yeah.
last episode featuring her. Don't you guys worry. And we will see you.
Next Saturday
Bye.
at 6 p.m. Bye.
Thank you for
Bye.
tuning in.